Woo, welcome back in, I should say, to Fantasy Football Office Hours. We're here with you for your championship week. Joshua and I are here to answer any of your questions, fantasy or otherwise. Josh, how are you doing?
I'm doing well today. I got some good energy today. I've been
Yeah,
productive for the most part, and
yeah,
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. And
yeah.
I get it. A lot of people they don't they got knocked out of the fantasy playoffs. It's disappointing, but there's still a lot of people that love their fantasy information or are still in the fantasy football championship. So if you have any questions whatsoever, whether it's
Rolling in
dynasty
there.
related, going into next season, whether it's to help you win your fantasy championship, come on in and ask, and we'll try to help you out.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, I think I was in contention in 4 different leagues going into
Hmm.
this week. One of them, it was the championship week because I believe it was me who forgot to change the settings on Sleeper. So the championship week was this week in one of our dynasty leagues, Josh, that you were in. And so that was the championship. But the rest of them were playoff weeks, and I got knocked out of 2 of them.
Hmm.
So that was unfortunate. That was very unfortunate. But the one championship I won, and the other one I'm playing Simon. And that's our main dynasty league that we've been playing in for years. So it was a tough week, but it was also a good week.
I understand. Yeah, I had a pretty similar situation where I didn't even realize this last week, but again, the weeks were kind of thrown off, just like you were mentioning. But I was in a third place game this week, which I ended up winning. That's fun, and I actually got the most points scored in that league, which gives me $100 as well. So
Nice.
$100 for third place, $100 for being the highest scoring team in the league. And then it's also $10 weekly prizes in that league, and I won 6 of the weeks, so I have $60 for that. So
So you
I'll
got your
take the
buy in there.
little, so $100 buy-in, $260 payout. I'll take that for coming in third, right?
Yeah, it's not bad.
And then I'm only in one fantasy football championship
Out
of
of
all
all
my
your
leagues.
leagues,
I'm in 3 third place games, so
okay,
three
three third
additional
place.
third place games.
And so is the one championship that you're in, is that redraft or dynasty?
That's a redraft league. This trophy right here, it's an auction
It's
league.
that one. Okay.
So it's a league I do every year live, and we do an auction draft. One of my favorite formats, honestly, when it comes down to it. If you haven't done an auction league, highly recommend it.
Have not.
But just so I'll be fighting for this trophy once again. If not, I'm gonna have to give it up.
Man, yeah, this one behind me that I got here
Yeah.
is for one of my dynasty leagues, and I lost it last year. I'm just keeping it here because I haven't
Oh.
seen
Okay.
my buddy Pat, who you know Josh,
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
I haven't seen
He's
him
in one of
since
our dynasty
in like
leagues.
a year. I haven't seen him in person, so I should see him in the next week or so. So I might have to have something new in the background.
I want to keep this baby. And we've been doing this league for 4 years now. Let's see. My brother has won it 2 years. I won it last year, and I'm in the championship this year. Jordan,
Him,
he almost played me in the championship game. Actually, my
he lost,
brother, but he lost in the
and he
semifinals.
came in
So
talking shit last week.
I know. I haven't seen him in the chat since. So
Ah ha ha!
I'm
Shame.
waiting. I'm waiting to be like, hey, guess whose trophy that is, Jordan?
That's so funny. We got JR in here. What is going on,
What's
good
up,
friend
JR?
JR? Hope you're doing well
Yeah.
today. He said Dare
Mm-hmm.
Agumbawale at New England or Rex Burkhead at San Francisco.
Ooh.
This is a close one. Josh, where are you leaning on this one?
That's a really tough one. I am like New England. They're great at taking away the number one option, right? We all know that at this point. But I don't think they're going to go into this game thinking that Dare
Dare is the guy.
Gumbawale
Yeah.
is their number one option they have to take away, right?
This is
But when it comes
Marvin
down to it,
Jones.
it's the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
Who are they going to take away? I'm not 100% sure. Maybe they determine if we can shut down this running game, we try to let Trevor Lawrence beat us, then maybe it is Dare they try to take away. So it is a tough one. These guys are really close. Rex Burkhead looked fantastic last week, but you got to mention he was playing the Los Angeles Chargers, who don't have the best rush defense in the world.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to it, I probably lean Dare. I lean Dare.
I lean Dare as well. San Francisco, I think their run defense is not as bad as some think. It's close enough that I would say follow your gut here, but I lean Dare. I'm just going to hope that Bill picks someone else to target in this game.
Yeah. Because if it is Dare that he determines, if it's the case where he's like, we got to take away the running game, I doubt he has a very good game at all, but it's Rex Burkhead. It's not like we're dealing with a great option otherwise.
Yeah,
right?
the Patriots have been like slightly below average in stopping the run this year. I don't know if that's out of necessity or out of just like opportunity, right? Like the best, they're just stopping teams through the air, and that's it just happens to shut down the run game. I'm not sure, but I think Dare has a better chance of succeeding here. JR also, thanks for all the help this year. We had fun. We did have a lot of fun, JR. Thanks for coming in all season. This is it's a blast. We're here for you guys. You all made it super fun to come in here every day and play games, talk fantasy. That's what it's all about. Justin saying, yo, what's good, guys? What up, Justin? Good to see you.
Justin.
B Kings. I mean, hey, y'all, what's up, B? I'm just going to call you BK because that's the two that aren't capitalized. B is actually capitalized. I don't know what I'm doing. Where is Simon? Well, here's the thing. We told Simon that if you start digging, you can actually, if you dig deep enough, you can get all the way to China. And since we told him that, he's been trying. So we haven't seen him since, honestly.
If anyone would try it, I think
it would be Simon.
No, it wouldn't be Simon.
It would be Simon.
He might try it for a little while and be like, what am I doing?
Yeah, you get distracted.
It's like, oh wait, this looks fun.
Yeah, what's that? Oh god, I gotta poop.
BK, I want to know what's the super team look like.
Super team.
I'm sure you brought it up before, but
yes. Refresh us. I want to see the super team again.
Yeah, me too.
Give us a rundown of the season. Truly epic, saying most people who lost in the playoffs didn't start Hunter Renfrow. Yes, it's true. 87% of people who lost in the playoffs did not start Hunter Renfrow, as it turns out.
That's probably around correct.
Just by default, just by playing.
There's only one Hunter Renfrow in every league. It's probably closer like 90%, honestly. So
yeah, he didn't do great this week though. So
you're definitely not wrong with
correlation, causation. I don't know. Tim saying, I've dug some pretty sweet holes at the beach. Why am I not surprised at all about that? I know why.
A nice hole is so satisfying.
It's very satisfying. You get that cold sand. When you get when you hit that cold sand, it's
the wet sand.
The wet sand, yeah.
Oh, you just dig your own little like pond.
Yeah. And Justin saying, yeah, thanks for the help in the past couple of years. I didn't get past the first round this year. I did and almost made it to the finals. It was all you, Justin. It was all you, my friend. You did it. It's you all along.
So a comma would have helped here. Thanks for the help. Thanks for the help. Comma.
In the past couple of years. Yeah.
I didn't get past the first round.
Yeah.
And this year I did because he's watching us. And like we said before, you're 90% more likely to make your fantasy playoffs if you watch this.
It's true. That's 100% true. 100% of the time it works. 60% of the time. Yes, I think I got that quote right for sure. Justin asked, is Justin Jefferson the wide receiver one off the board in redraft? I love this question. I love it. What do you think, Josh?
No. In Dynasty, absolutely. In redraft, no. I'm still gonna take Cooper Kupp and Devante Adams.
You're taking Cooper Kupp over Devante Adams?
Next year in redraft, yes. I think Cooper Kupp will be my first wide receiver off the board. Devante Adams, there's going to be a lot of question marks with him. Is Aaron Rodgers still there? Is he going to be paired with a good quarterback? Is he still in Green Bay? What quarterback does he have throwing him the football? That's what's most important with Devante Adams.
Did he get tagged or is he on a 1-year contract extension?
I think it was just the last year of his contract that he had. I could be mistaken.
Basically, he's most likely not going to be in Green Bay this upcoming next season.
I really doubt it.
Yeah, so that'll absolutely affect it. I don't know if I would go.
Cooper Kupp's my number one wide receiver when it comes down to it, for sure. And Tyreek Hill is going to have to at least be part of this discussion, right?
Yeah, and then just saying who is your top 3 redraft picks next year with Jonathan Taylor?
Jonathan Taylor's locked in as 1. And like we typically see, running backs are going to be towards the top when it comes down to it. I think people are still going to be talking about Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry, right?
I'm going to still be talking about them, yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I
think those 3 those 3 would probably be my top 3 picks in redraft, assuming that there isn't some massive change, like Derrick Henry retires, which that would be shocking. That's not going to happen, but.
And I know in the past we've seen, seasons like this. Michael Thomas had one of the best wide receiver seasons we've ever seen, and everyone expected him to come back and be the number 1 wide receiver coming back. Cooper Kupp is he's having one of the best wide receiver seasons we've ever seen. Again, I really am confident in Cooper Kupp going into next year. He's going to be probably not top 3, but I think he's going to get drafted as high as we saw Michael Thomas get drafted 2 years ago when we were really hyped about him, for instance. So top 5 pick, maybe.
Yeah. It's definitely possible, assuming things don't change. With Robert Woods coming back, it could throw some stuff like some confusion into it,
Woods
but
played
it doesn't matter.
the first 7 games.
I was going to say, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Historic pace.
It doesn't matter how many people have been on that offense. Cooper Kupp has been the guy. So yeah, exactly the point I'm making, Josh. You are on it. And so JR asking Boston Scott or Derek Gore this week. I'm gonna go Boston Scott.
I wanted Jordan Howard. I know he got a little banged up in that last game. He suffered a stinger in week 16, but the team is hopeful that he's going to play in week 17. So Jordan Howard's going to be there. But it's Derek Gore. We were just talking about. Yeah, we were just talking about it. We don't trust the Philadelphia Eagles running backs, but at the same time, I think Darrell Williams is the lead running back. If Kansas City Chiefs completely blow out their opponent this week, I think that's really the only chance. So they're playing the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. So I think Derek Gore will be involved, but he won't get nearly enough work. I'll go Boston Scott as well.
Yeah. And if you miss it, Miles Sanders not playing this week. So Boston Scott for me, for sure. Bam. What up, Bam? Asking, is Amon-Ra St. Brown a permanent starter over the likes of Ayuk, Mike Williams, Darnell Mooney, and maybe even Terry? So go ahead, Josh.
A permanent starter. You mean like for this upcoming week, would I start Amon-Ra St. Brown over these guys? Sure. Yeah. But he's not anywhere close to a permanent starter over these guys. These guys are very talented wide receivers. And going into next season, I think I'll draft Mooney over Amon-Ra St. Brown probably going into the next season.
I'll probably draft every single one of these guys over Amon-Ra St. Brown.
We'll see about Mike Williams. I think his contract's up. I think
his contract. I believe this is the last year. Yeah, we'll see
Mm-hmm.
we'll definitely see where he winds up. But even so, I mean, Amon-Ra, we don't know how that situation is going to play out. It's really been a small sample size, so we've seen him get a lot of targets and a lot of points. A lot of things can change in the offseason. He's definitely a talented rookie. Permanent starter, I would say no.
I think there's what's that has to be mentioned. DeAndre Swift and TJ Hawkinson. They've been out, and it's pretty much correlated with Amon-Ra St. Brown's great production the last 3 or 4 weeks, right?
Yep.
We saw that with Ayuk last year. Ayuk, George Kittle, and Deebo Samuel were out. Ayuk was a great fantasy start, and I think that's a little bit of the effect we're seeing with Amon-Ra St. Brown right now. So once they have Hawkinson back, once they have some other weapons, they're going to add another wide receiver to this core, right? They have to, I would think. So
yeah,
I'm a little bit concerned for St. Brown going into next season.
And Terry is like in a whole nother whole nother level compared to the rest of those guys in my mind. And he'll hopefully have a new QB next year. I don't know. Maybe they'll stick with Heineke, but
Terry elevates himself.
Yeah. BK saying it's Lamar, Zeke, Mixon, Barkley, Jefferson, Diggs, Lamb, Waddle, Goddard, tight end, Dallas D. Standard lost the playoffs by 1.5 points. Almost came back from down minus 25 off Dallas players. Man, that is brutal. That is brutal.
Who did you start at quarterback?
That's a good question.
I bet that's part of the. If you made the wrong decision there, I know I have Lamar in 2 leagues that I was in the fighting for the championship berth, and 1 league I chose Carson Wentz, which I got enough points to win that game. The other league I chose Ben Roethlisberger, and I lost.
Damn it, Ben. Damn it, Ben. Oh man, it kind of sounds like Justin's matchup. Where he was down by however many, it came all the way back to almost win. JR asking if Josh Johnson starts, he's going to be my super flex. If not, would you play Devin Singletary there over Ian Book or Fromm? What do you think, Josh?
That's a tough one. Ian Book, they're playing the Panthers. So the Panthers have a good defense. I like the Miami defense a little bit more, and Ian Book looked pretty bad. I think I'm going to roll with Devin Singletary, and that's rare for me to choose a positional player, especially one like Devin Singletary over quarterbacks, but it's Jake Fromm and Ian Book.
Ian Book looked awful.
Yeah.
He looked really awful.
I'll go Devin Singletary.
Do we know if Lamar is playing this week?
We do not. The Ravens are hopeful to have him back. It's more or less a Darren
May
Waller situation.
Okay, yeah, may practice on Wednesday. So
Yeah.
I guess we will see. Yeah, no, I think you roll Singletary. I think you roll with
It's weird
Singletary.
to say. Normally you go with the quarterback regardless, but
Almost always, yeah, but not.
Singletary's the guy for Buffalo all of a sudden. So
He has
that's
been, yeah.
encouraging.
Justin asking Antonio Gibson, Terry McLaurin, Damian Harris, pick one.
Is it just for this week, I'm assuming?
I'm guessing it's this week, yeah.
So I would say Damian Harris if I knew Ramondre Stevenson was not going to play. But I think Ramondre Stevenson is going to play. I'm going to go with Antonio Gibson, actually.
I think Antonio Gibson's playing. So Antonio Gibson's playing Philly. Damian Harris playing Jacksonville. And Terry McLaurin's playing Philly. That makes sense because Gibson and McLaurin are the same team. I think I would lean Damian Harris. It is close, though. It's pretty close. Hoping Jacksonville.
And again, it's definitely Damian Harris if Ramondre Stevenson's out for me.
Yeah. I think, I'm assuming he'll be out. And then he's asking Locket or Hollywood.
I think that's a bit of a loaded question. Yeah, you can't play Hollywood with Josh Johnson at this point. So I go Locket. I lean Locket. But if Lamar plays, I'll be putting Antonio Brown in my line. I mean, Hollywood Brown.
Marquise Brown, yeah. I think I'm with you, Josh. He's playing the Rams. So Baltimore's playing the Rams. Seattle's playing Detroit. I think I would go Locket. Here, either way. Justin saying Russ or Taysom Hill. It's Russell Wilson for me.
Yeah, Russ. For sure.
Jay saying, sorry, I'm late. It was a rough last night. Don't apologize, Jay. It's all good.
We've all been there.
We've all been there. Down by 3.8 with only Gesicki to play, and he gave me a heart attack that second half. Yes.
Let's go. Yeah. That's what I like to see, Jay.
Yep. Scott saying the only thing I will say on Kupp is that Woods will be back, and if they keep Beckham, Kupp's production will go down. And with Akers back, there'll be a lot more competition that might factor in. But as we were talking about, he's really proven that he's the guy there, regardless of competition. So I that's enough for me not to take him first overall. I would take Hill and Adams over him, assuming the situation for Adams doesn't get drastically worse. But it's not enough to knock him out of the top 3 to 5.
Kupp's pretty much in a tier by himself still by me.
That's fair.
Wide receiver wise.
And KKM asks, redraft still JT over Henry.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, still JT. Dynasty, Jonathan Taylor, easy number 1.
Easy in Dynasty. In redraft, I'll still go JT over Henry. Henry's injury is concerning. I expect him to come back fully from it, but he'll be 28 next season. Running backs hitting the age 28, I just don't love. Could he have a great season? He's built different than most players in the NFL. So if anyone can overcome it, it's probably Derrick Henry. I would be drafting Jonathan Taylor. Have Derrick Henry.
Jay asking Metcalf, Hollywood, or Kirk, and then we'll get to the second one later. Which one of these guys are you taking, Josh?
I'd be going with DK Metcalf.
Same. DK is playing Detroit. I'm going to take that matchup all day. And then Ronald Jones over Cordero Patterson.
I would be starting Ronald Jones over Cordero Patterson.
Yeah.
For sure for me.
Yeah. It's not it's not even really close. Ronald Jones is playing the Jets. The easy peasy.
The worst rushing defense against fantasy running backs in the NFL. Kind of by far. Cordero Patterson, I love him. He's a start in most places, but comparing these two guys, it's Rojo over Patterson. And like I mentioned before, they mentioned that the Falcons mentioned that they wanted to limit Cordero Patterson's workload about 2 weeks ago. And if you look at his workload the last 2 weeks, it has not been what you're looking for. Rojo for sure for me.
Yep. Yeah, I'm with you. Bam saying he's still on his main contract. Also, what with all these BS Aaron, Devante leaving stuff, Aaron and Devante are enjoying life and also winning. Why would they leave, especially if they were to win the Super Bowl? I think it comes down to Aaron Rodgers. It's not so much a logic thing. This is an emotions thing. I think he's set on leaving. I think he feels slighted, and that's gonna He feels like not listened to at all, and he's going to most likely seek another team. And I think Devante Adams wants to stick with him, most likely. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I think that's his goal, or at least have the option to.
I could see them both being in Green Bay next season.
Yes,
I think it's more likely that they're not, though.
Yeah,
it comes down to it.
Especially if they win Super Bowl, I could see Green Bay, kind of.
If they win a Super Bowl, that changes some things probably. But
yeah,
didn't Tom Brady go to the Super Bowl the year before he left the Patriots?
Yeah.
I think he did.
He did.
I think they lost to the Chiefs, if I remember correctly. But still, I mean, they got to. I think they went to a Super Bowl 3 years in a row, and then they were like, "All right, get out of here, Tom Brady."
Yeah, it's dumb. Kareem saying Henry, JT, Adams. I think it's top three next year. I'm guessing this is what that one was for. Sure. Justin asking Ronald Jones, Patterson, Aaron Jones, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Start two. So I think we both agree on Ronald Jones, right?
Oh, Ronald Jones is super locked and loaded in there. Aaron Jones would be my next guy.
Yeah, I think. Who we just said who Detroit was playing on the other side of it, though. Who are they playing again? Seattle. Yeah, it's Aaron Jones for me as well. Green Bay's playing Minnesota.
Cordell Patterson is playing Buffalo.
I don't love that. I really do not love that.
What I do like about it is Buffalo has been giving up a lot more fantasy points lately with their defense, and I do expect the Falcons to be down in this game, which Cordell Patterson is going to have to be involved if they want to win. But I'd be going Aaron Jones over Patterson.
Yeah, I'm with you. Let's see. Bam saying, honestly, I don't see Devante leaving if Aaron stays.
I agree with you there.
I don't think Aaron will leave. I think our front office will work a deal on extension that will also free up money for Devante extension. That's absolutely a possibility. Yeah, no, absolutely.
If Aaron stays, I think Devante stays. But at the same time, like, I don't know why you have confidence in your front office, like, making good moves.
Yeah, they have not so far.
No offense. I'm sorry, Bam.
It's not just the Packers. A lot of them make kind of silly decisions.
And Aaron Rodgers, like you said, it's an emotional decision a little bit from his part. And I get it. We'll see what happens. I'll put it at a 45% chance that they both leave.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 55. I meant to lean on the side. 55% chance that they both leave.
That's pretty close to 50%. BK asking, with his team in mind, super team BK, start two wide receivers, 2 running backs, and 1 flex. Standard league, Ezekiel Elliott, Joe Mixon, Jefferson, Stephon Diggs, CeeDee Lamb, Jaylen Waddle, and Saquon Barkley for this week. So Justin Jefferson and Joe Mixon, I feel like are locked. Well, I guess we could go. Let's start with the 2 wide receivers. So which 2 are you starting, Josh?
I completely agree. Justin Jefferson's locked in there. CeeDee Lamb and Stephon Diggs are super close, but Stephon Diggs playing Atlanta. But Jaylen Waddle's also part of this conversation. He looked awesome last night. I would be going with Stephon Diggs and Justin Jefferson.
And I had one of those leagues that I got knocked out this week. I needed Devontae Parker to outscore Jaylen Waddle, and that did not happen. I would go Diggs and Jefferson. That's who you said, Josh?
Yes, sir. So
all right,
2 running backs.
2 running backs. So it's Mixon for sure.
Mixon and Zeke,
yeah. We
can't trust Barkley.
Can't trust Saquon Barkley.
So it's one of the wide receivers we're going with as the third option. I think it's really close between Lamb and Waddle. If it was PPR, I might like Waddle a little bit more, but I'd be going Lamb.
Standard. Oh yeah, kind of forgot about that. You're going Lamb?
I'm going Lamb.
I'm going Lamb too.
Okay.
I'm going Lamb as well. He's playing Arizona. It's a pretty good matchup through the air. So.
Yeah. In Arizona, they like to put up points sometimes.
They do. Yes, they do. They've been known to put up points.
Yeah. Sometimes they do.
KKM asking Kareem Hunt or Elijah Mitchell, assuming they both play. For me, this is Elijah Mitchell. What about you, Josh?
Elijah Mitchell for me.
Elijah Mitchell, yeah.
They're both fine starts, but Elijah Mitchell would be in a different tier of running backs for me if they both start.
Yeah.
Elijah Mitchell's probably more of like a great start, while Kareem Hunt's a solid start in my mind.
Yeah. Putting in terms of our tiers, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. BK saying QB was supposed to be Huntley, but COVID had to pick up Cousins, Burrow, just got picked up the day before COVID news.
No,
That sucks.
no.
'Cause if you got Burrow, that would have been either of those guys you would have won. That hurts.
One of my games I played in this week, the guy had Burrow and Higgins.
Oh God,
I didn't
hurts.
win. I didn't win.
I'm not surprised.
He also had Devante Adams. He also had Deebo Samuel.
Mark Andrews.
No, his tight end was by far his lowest scoring position. Everyone else on his team scored over 20.
Oh, that is brutal. That is absolutely brutal. Friendly reminder before we get to the next question, if you're enjoying the show and you haven't already, hit that like button. Subscribe to Front Yard Fantasy. We're here every single weekday, and we're here all off season, all year round. We're here every single weekday, 3 p.m. Eastern time, playing our games, being goofballs. We fill in since there's not as much fantasy and NFL news and stuff, we like to throw in some fun stuff. So we'll do some like fun tiers, fun brackets, fun trivia stuff mixed in with the football stuff. But yeah, hang out with us. We're here for you guys. All right, we got a question from K-Camp. Pick 3. Michael Carter, Ronald Jones, I like the at-jets, Mixon, Javonte Williams, or Barkley. Everybody but Barkley.
Rojo, Mixon, Javonte.
Yep.
Well, it's Carter and Barkley.
Sorry, I forgot Carter was also in there. Yeah, so Rojo, Mixon, Javonte.
Yep. And then I see this thing. Josh Howell, we had the best in season signing. But so he's just saying the Packers did make good moves. I wasn't really necessarily the Packers front office doesn't make good moves. I'm just saying in regard to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
They have not handled this situation.
Yeah. And they've made a lot of mistakes. The whole Jordan Love thing. And
I know. Drafting. They needed receiving weapons. They draft AJ Dillon. They needed receiving weapons. They draft.
Yeah.
Jordan Love. Didn't they trade up for Jordan Love?
Yes, they did.
It's a bad look. They are obviously planning on not having Aaron Rodgers in their near future. And they made a mistake. And Aaron Rodgers knows they made a mistake. They know they made a mistake at this point. So maybe they can solve it, right?
Yeah, it's not that they're completely inept. Just that they make mistakes, which, a lot of people.
Especially regarding Aaron Rodgers lately.
Yeah. Let's see. In BK saying, in Dallas blowing them out meant starters got sit. Second team Dallas D let Washington score in the last drive. It's up 136.3 to 135.8, but lost -3 off the touchdown.
Oh my God. That's sick. That makes me sick.
So JR asked, in 2022 PPR redraft, would you consider Joe Mixon or Austin Eckler? Damn, JR.
I would consider both of them.
I would also consider both of them. PPR,
for me, it'd be Joe Mixon.
Oh, really?
But it's so close. I go either way. Flip a coin. I'm not. You tell me to put odds on. I'm not even going to make it a 9.
No, they're 50-50. Back to back. Yeah. I'd be taking.
I'll go Joe Mixon. I think this offense. I think both offenses could take maybe the next step. But I love what I've seen from Joe Burrow. I think that offense grows. I'm nervous as a Ravens fan about the Cincinnati Bengals being in the same division with them. I think Joe Mixon has a big year next year.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think that they're, like you said, back to back, back of the first round. I'm starting to consider both of these guys. I would probably give the edge to Eckler for what we know now, just in PPR. In any other format, I'm leaning Mixon, but it's 50-50. Scott saying JT should be number 1 pick next year in any format.
Yeah,
agreed. Yeah, I agreed. I think next year it won't be as cut and dry. I do think that. I think this year was definitely weird. I think we're going to see a lot of overreactions. I think CMC is going to come back and be a force like he has been. A lot of people are counting him out. And I think there'll be assuming the injuries don't knock more people out next year. I think it won't be as clear as like we have this year where it's like JT and then no one else, but we'll see. We will see.
Yeah. It's going to be a fun. I'm ready for drafts next year because I think there's a lot of top end talent. Like JT's the first overall pick, but I'm not saying like he's 100% going to finish the season as the number 1 running back, even if he doesn't get injured. Derrick Henry is a shot. Najee Harris, maybe the Steelers figure out some things. Austin Eckler, like you just mentioned, Joe Mixon, I think has even more room for improvement going into next season. So there's a lot of running backs and wide receivers, and tight end is going to be fun next year too because typically the last couple of years has been Travis Kelce and then this like kind of grouping of other tight ends. But no, it seems like we got 4 really big ones, and there's still Darren Waller, Dallas Goedert's going to get drafted. TJ Hawkins. I'm excited for next year's drafts.
Yeah, me too. Smokey asking, should he or she drop Justin Jackson for Waller? That's Gesicki.
Is Austin Eckler definitely good? I mean, like I expect. He's been activated. He has been activated.
Sounds so funny. Austin Eckler has been activated.
He has Gesicki. I don't even know if Waller's get the 100% slam dunk start over Gesicki at this point. I would.
Yeah. Gosh, that is tough because we just don't know till tomorrow for Waller. I would too. It looks like Austin Eckler is expected to be back, so
I'd do it.
I would do it too. This is going to be a little bit depend on your team. If you are desperate at running back, I would just lean with Gesicki. I don't know that it's worth the upside, but if you don't need the just possibility that Justin Jackson is the guy next week, I don't know how. Assuming that Austin Eckler is ruled out, I don't know how you feel confident throwing Justin Jackson in your lineup this week.
You're not throwing Justin Jackson in your lineup.
You can't. Not week 17. No.
You're just not doing it.
No.
And I would start Waller over Gesicki. So if everything goes how we expect, Waller improves your lineup.
Yeah, I would do it.
I would do it too.
And Bam saying we can't knock J Love just yet, though. You're right. We can't. I think our point is more so just that they could have made a better move at that time. They didn't need a backup QB in the first round. They could have picked someone else.
I'm not trying to knock J Love. I think he could still have a promising career, but it was not the move to make. Like if they sat back with their pick and they got lucky and got him, trading up for him though while having Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Without many receivers at that time. Yeah. No. We beat this horse to death here. Mr. Scamper saying early in the week, I know half PPR, Jeff Wilson, AJ Dillon, Devin Singletary. Obviously, no Jeff if Mitchell is active. So half PPR.
So if we're assuming Mitchell's out, I really expect Elijah Mitchell to play. But if we're assuming Mitchell's out, I'm not going with AJ Dillon here. I'm just not. His floor and upside are so limited splitting carries with Aaron Jones.
It would be Devin Singletary for me. Devin Singletary is going against Atlanta. I mean, all of these all these guys have pretty easy matchups.
Jeff Wilson's playing Houston.
Jeff Wilson's playing Houston. I would go Devin Singletary.
I'll say Devin Singletary as well, but Jeff Wilson's super duper close if Elijah Mitchell's out.
Yeah. Oh, he said need to rank them. Okay. So I didn't read the full question.
Devin Singletary, Jeff Wilson, AJ Dillon.
I would go Dillon Singletary and then Wilson.
You mean Singletary Dillon?
See, what did I say? Devin Singletary?
Yeah. Well, you said Dillon, then Singletary.
No, sorry. Wait. Singletary, Dillon, Wilson. Thank you, Josh.
Okay. That's fine. And this is I obviously, like we said, assuming Elijah Mitchell is out.
Yeah.
Because if Elijah Mitchell's playing, Wilson's at the bottom of that list for sure.
Yeah. And I'm assuming he is playing. So, yeah, I think that may be where the disconnect there is. Midnight saying Elijah Mitchell or AJ Brown standard league.
After the game last week, I don't know how you put AJ Brown on your bench. I'd be going AJ Brown.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going AJ Brown as well.
It's a standard league. I get it, but
Miami.
I know it's a question. Miami's defense played lights out, but they're going to hyper target AJ Brown.
And their defense has been playing against some hobbled teams.
I think AJ Brown had like 55% of the targets this last week.
Yeah. Yeah. And Scott here agreeing with me. Joe Mixon will be back as the first round player in 2022.
Absolutely.
I agree.
And so will Eckler.
Yeah. I agree. Midnight saying, do you trust Devontae Smith this week? Let's see. Who are they playing?
What do you mean trust, right? They're playing Washington.
Still in the
Eagles. Trust him to be a really solid wide receiver 3. So he's a starter in most leagues. I'm not playing him over. I'd play Odell Beckham over him. for
Yeah,
instance?
I think solid wide receiver 3 is exactly where he belongs. I think you nailed that one, Josh.
Top end wide receiver 3. Like he's closer to a back end wide receiver 2, your top end wide receiver. He's somewhere in that range. So he's probably in your fantasy lineup. I like Devontae Smith.
He's playing. You already said he's playing Washington.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's a pretty easy matchup.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just don't throw as much, so we'll see.
Yeah. But he's their best. Oh, Dallas Goedert and him. I'd say Devontae Smith is their best weapon, though.
Yeah, I agree with that. Scott saying I would take Najee, but who is the Steelers QB in 2022?
That's the
Mason
question.
Rudolph. That is a big question. Oh, I hope not.
Man, I've heard them. They make me sick because I'm a Ravens fan again, and I don't want to see the Steelers improve that much. But I've heard like the Aaron Rodgers rumors. I've heard the Deshaun Watson rumors, which is maybe even more scary. I've heard rumors with Locket, maybe even Jimmy Garoppolo. But if it's an upgrade like one of these guys I just mentioned, especially Deshaun Watson or Aaron Rodgers, Najee Harris to the moon. He might be my second drafted running back next year if that's the case.
Yeah, he could be up there. It's also going to depend on what they do in the draft. If they fortify that offensive line
they need
a little bit, they really need to. The Panthers, God, there's a couple teams that it's just they can't do anything without their offense, without an offensive line. So Giants.
Yeah.
Scott saying
a few teams need to work on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Scott saying keep in mind that guys coming off the COVID list tend to struggle their first game back. So I think Eckler is not the Eckler this Sunday. It's a great point. It's a really great point. It's something to keep in mind that might limit his upside. Eckler has felt he's been symptomatic, right? I think we were talked about it a little bit last week, but he went on some podcast. Someone was telling us,
he wasn't feeling good.
That he was definitely feeling the symptoms of COVID. So that could absolutely affect his.
I'm just wondering, what was this in relation to?
This was we were talking about. I don't know.
I know we're talking about Mixon and Eckler going for next season.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you do have to keep that in mind. But at the same time, you're not benching Austin.
I don't think Eckler. You can. Yeah, they might just give him like a ton of goal line carries too.
And he's such a great pass catcher. That's the thing. Like you could have 5 carries and still be a top 5 running back. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Smokey gave us some insight. If you recall, Josh, he asked, should he drop Justin Jackson for Waller? Mm-hmm. And he has Gesicki, saying their running backs are Cook, Jacobs, Sony Michel, Ronald Jones, Pollard, Madison. Drop Justin Jackson. You are good. Yeah.
Out of these, yeah.
Sony Michel, Ronald Jones, Josh Jacobs, and either Cook or Madison. I'm going to want to start all those guys. So.
Maybe that's what relation he was bringing up, the Eckler, coming off of COVID struggles with Justin Jackson. Maybe he thinks he'll be more involved. He'll play some. But we saw Justin Jackson pretty involved when Eckler came off his injury 2 weeks ago, right? Yeah. And Austin Eckler only played less than 40% of snaps, and Justin Jackson was fine, but it's not someone you want in your fantasy lineup.
No, not with those guys either. It's a kind of moot point because I'm in championship week, I want to play guys who I'm confident are going to return that value. And that's way too much risk when you have these other kind of proven, very confident assets on your team. I hope you win. Let us know how
revenge game. That's good. Great call, Scott. No. I didn't say it. I'm putting that together. I'm like, I forgot about the Dolphin signs when people didn't like Ryan Tannehill very much.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
His career trajectory was kind of it started up here and then just slowly went down with the Dolphins. And then right when he starts for the Titans, and then, the Titans sign him and looks like he's going to be a backup. But right when he's a starter, shoots back up. And I feel like it's kind of been slowly coming back down since then.
Yeah. I was more hyped for Tannehill going into the season than he's returned value on. So. Missed a little bit on him this year, but
I was drafting him as probably the quarterback 12, so back end quarterback 1, which he's not been.
And some of that has to do with just
AJ Brown,
his team. Yeah, Derrick Henry
Jones missing a lot of the year. Derrick Henry,
but gets a lot of points from those Derrick Henry screens.
He does. I mean, it's a pass. It's a pass.
All right, so we got another question here for BK. So standard flex. Jaylen Waddle, CeeDee Lamb, Saquon Barkley, Singletary, or Zeke. No, I said it all weird like that.
Zeke.
Isn't that like a disease thing?
Yeah. I think it was big like 10 years ago. Well,
it
not
was a
big
big thing for a
but
while.
like it was like
It was in the news cycles or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like the bird, no, not the bird flu. What was it? There was a flu.
Avian.
Yeah.
Swine
Exactly.
flu.
Swine flu. That's what I was. Thank you, Joe.
I got you, Josh.
Trying to make this decision's a tough one. CD Lamb and Zeke. It's between CD Lamb and Zeke for me. I lean CD Lamb.
Standard. Arizona for the Dallas Cowboys. Waddle's playing Tennessee. I would go Lamb. Yeah. Arizona's run defense is not too bad, but their passing defense is not good. So it's a pretty big discrepancy. I think that the Cowboys will probably have to rely on the air. And Zeke just he's looked good the last couple weeks for fantasy, but I don't know. He's still not fully passing the eye test. I think it's going to be tough when he goes up against a really good matchup here. That Arizona front seven is no joke, or defensive line, I should say. JR saying Steelers O-line not opening holes
really
anymore.
Not.
They are not. No.
But Najee Harris is always on the field, right?
Yes, he is. And then is this the same question as before?
It's the same question.
Pick one more if Zeke is playing. Okay, yeah. So it's the same question. And JR saying Sam Ehlinger at home this week against the Raiders.
JR, did you ask us the same question, but you added in Sam Ehlinger instead of Ian Book and Fromm?
Yeah.
Throw Sam Ehlinger in that same category.
Yeah.
It's still Devin Singletary.
Still Devin Singletary for me as well.
Yeah.
Nice try, JR.
Loser.
Scott saying who's the guy you are big on this week? I like that question. I like these questions.
I'm making with Ronald Jones. I just made a video about him as Jets. A top 5 running back. He's playing the Jets, who are the worst rushing defense against fantasy running backs in the NFL. He played the Panthers last week of one of the best rushing defenses in the NFL, and he had a very good game. If he gets 20 carries and 2 catches against the Jets, he's gonna have a good game. So I'll say Ronald Jones. I'm high on him, but if you need deeper ones, I can look. I don't know if you have anyone, JL.
Pretty high on Amon-Ra St. Brown this week. I think he'll do well against that Seattle Seahawks defense. I'm trying to think who's like someone that's
I'm looking at the rankings right now. I'm seeing Cordell Patterson pretty low, like across rankings right now. And like, while we just talked about him, I'm a little bit lower on him. I'm a little bit worried about him. I'm still putting him in my fantasy lineup. So I just want to give you confidence in continuing to start him, because I think he's the best weapon on the team. Maybe Kyle Pitts, but
Kittle. I'm pretty high on Kittle this week. I think I have him as my tight end 2 this week, behind Mark Andrews. And, I know he had a bad week this past week. So
I'll lump Gronk in with that as well. I'm not 100% sure if Mike Evans is going to play, but Godwin's obviously out. And Gronk had a very bad week last week. The Jets aren't good against tight ends either. I think he could easily score touchdowns. So I would still feel very confident about putting Gronk in my lineup.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. OBJ is another one.
Yeah.
Darrell Williams, CH is not going to play this week.
Hey, here's a fun one. It looks like Jimmy Garoppolo might not play. Trey Lance.
Oh,
I think he's a fantasy start.
Do you have the cojones, Josh, to throw Trey Lance in your lineup championship week?
Trey Lance or Lamar Jackson if he starts?
Lamar.
Against the Rams. Lamar. Trey Lance is playing Houston. Does that change anything?
No. Yes, it does change something, but not
all
enough.
Right. Trey Lance or Russell Wilson? Russell Wilson's playing Detroit.
Trey Lance or Russell Wilson? Russell Wilson.
I'll go Trey Lance.
Really? Against Detroit? Russell Wilson?
So I'll play Trey Lance over Russell Wilson, Taysom Hill, Tua, Kirk Cousins, Ryan Tannehill, Justin Fields. So I'm pretty high on Trey Lance. He's my quarterback 12 this week.
God. A lot of us have been stashing Trey Lance all season. Now is the time. Yeah, oh man, that I don't know if I could do it, but that is brave, Josh. Right, that's right in that range for sure.
Decision to start Jimmy G or Taysom might be taken out of his hands, but Joe Burrow scares me this week. Thoughts on the KC matchup? They've been playing much better defense lately, but I'd be starting Joe Burrow over all these guys.
Yeah, I have Joe Burrow just inside the top 10 this week. And that is ahead of all these other guys. Jimmy G and Taysom, are those the two other ones? Yeah.
Yeah. Taysom, he's got the rushing upside. He could always score. He has a safer floor, but I'd be going Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
At least what the KC matchup is. I'm pretty sure Joe Burrow is going to have to pass. It's not like he's playing a really crappy team where they can just win the game by just handing off the Mixon. Joe Burrow is going to have to pass, and he's got great weapons to do so. So I'm feeling good about Joe Burrow this week.
Midnight say I need to stream a QB for 5th straight week. Started Foles last week. Goff, Mills, Trey Lance, or Fields.
I just told you I'd be going with.
You're going with Lance?
Oh yeah, definitely. And then it'd be Fields after Lance.
I think I would go Lance in this. I think we found the situation. I think it's Lance for me against Houston.
If Jimmy G just does end up starting, who do you go with? Fields?
I'd go with Fields. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, he's the next one. Yeah, Taysom's not in that one. Yep. Justin saying Super Bowl prediction. Josh, you got a Super Bowl prediction for us?
I do, and it's so boring. Like, for me, what makes the most sense by far right now is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Kansas City Chiefs, and we've seen that matchup before. But I'm sorry, it's boring. That's just what makes the most sense to me right now.
I'll go Packers Chiefs.
Okay,
Packers Chiefs.
I just don't know how you choose a team other than the Chiefs for the AFC.
Yeah. I mean, I could see the Bills. I can see the Bills getting there, but it's definitely
you put those teams head to head. I'm taking the Chiefs, right?
I'll still take the Chiefs, but they got a shot.
But the Bills absolutely could beat the Chiefs any given Sunday.
Yeah.
So
God, you know what? I want Maryland to just legalize mobile sports betting already, so I could I would take that AFC bet that we were talking about
just
before.
Bet illegally, like I do.
Yeah, I could. Oh, now that's
I just said it on camera.
Now it's on YouTube. Yeah. Watch out, FBI. I'm coming for you.
I'm a madman over here.
We are on a list somewhere for sure. Justin says he's waiting an hour to get a COVID test. Unbelievable. Yeah, it's crazy out there. Stay safe. Yeah. BK, Hill or Cousins for QB if Lamar and Huntley both out.
Man. Oh no. I'd be going Kirk Cousins for safety.
Kirk Cousins playing Green Bay. Taysom Hill playing Carolina. Safety.
I'll go Kirk Cousins. I don't feel great about it.
I'll go Kirk Cousins as well. It is semi-close. Justin saying Chiefs have an easy road at home. Yeah. And
I like his dark horse team as the Colts.
Dark horse team is the Colts. I like that. Yeah.
I can see them making the Super Bowl. I don't see them beating one of the NFC's top competitors though.
Yeah,
they need Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
They have a really good defense, a really good offensive line, one of if not the best rushing attack in the NFL, and we know defense and running games wins you playoff games. So I could see it.
Yeah. Carson
I would still choose the Bills over the Colts, though.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah, definitely. All right. I think we're going to wrap it up. This was fun, Josh. This made my day.
Yeah.
Great questions from everyone. We love when you guys have questions coming here. It saves Josh and I from just talking about nothing for 40 minutes.
Just we're gonna talk about JL's fantasy team for an hour.
I'm playing Simon this week in the championship. I need you to help me think of some good pranks. I think it was 2 years ago, Simon and I were in the fantasy championship together, and I sent him it was a fantasy 101 book from Amazon and a box of tissues. And he got all excited. He was like, "Oh, I got a package."
The tissues. What is the tissues for exactly?
It's whatever he decides.
Crying.
Yeah, for crying.
Okay,
crying.
He's
exactly. Like, "Oh, JL's so sweet. He sent me a Christmas present," and he opened it up, and it was all pranks.
That's perfect. I love
pranks
that.
Sinatra, baby. So yeah. This is our main dynasty league, so I gotta definitely make sure that he knows that I'm coming for him.
And I gotta win this trophy back.
You're win it back from yourself.
It's mine. I'm keeping it. I'm gonna win it back and keep it and stuff. Let's get out of here. We can't even talk anymore.
Wait, last time midnight. Are you guys in the finals this week?
Yeah.
I think Josh is in one league. I am in the finals this week in one league. I already won one league.
Games.
Yeah, and I got knocked out unfortunately in two of the leagues. My 6-man league, 6-team league. I was knocked out this week, unfortunately, but. Yes, this is going to be a fun one. All right, we're going to get out of here. Everyone, enjoy your days. We will see you back again tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time. We playing some poll perception. And we're here every single weekday, 3 p.m. Eastern time, playing games. And then we got office hours, one more office hours a season, but we'll be around all off season. We're here year round, putting out some content, hanging with y'all. So make sure you come in here, make sure you're subscribed, and hit that like button. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.